about it. And I don't mean ignorant in a good way. I should say, um, I don't even know how to put it, but they will give you a glare and they'll stare at you and snub you and things like that. Those are the people that get to me. So that's when I almost lose it. And I think Alan really likes it when I lose it because he likes to see me yell at other people other than him, which I really don't yell at him, but he likes to see me snap on people and he starts to laugh even more. So he knows that mommy has his back. So, some people do annoy me when they ask me to go to certain places. Alan doesn't like a lot of crowds, and I don't like Alan being around a lot of children his age who doesn't know anything about autism, because I don't want Alan to be the butt of their jokes. So it's best if I don't always go to birthday parties with some children, and it's not always easy, but we deal sometimes. Sometimes it could also be that Alan's just not in the mood, or he's had a bad day, and I'm invited to a party, a birthday party, and I can't go because he's had a meltdown or he's not feeling good. Or I might have had a meltdown from him having a meltdown, and I just can't deal with it right then. So please don't take it personal. Sometimes we just need that quiet time. Like, you see, he's quiet right now. He's in his room. He's watching TV. He hasn't interrupted me not once yet. He has his thing. I have my thing. And then we do things together. When it comes to the movies, I try to bring him to the early movie, the matinee. And I try to wait till a couple of days after or weeks after the movie has, been released, because Alan has a tendency to do the high-pitched scream, and people stare and turn around, and I'm like, shh, Alan, no, no, no. And he just starts laughing. It makes me laugh, so he keeps me calm. Now, it's pretty easy when we go shopping, because we always go shopping in the same places, and because of the high-pitched laugh, everybody knows who Alan is, and they love when he comes to Target or he goes to Arden-B. I like to go to Arden-B in the mall, and they love him. They always ask me, where's your son? Where's Alan? Where's Alan? So, especially A&P, because I worked at that store for a long time, and they all know my children, and Alan was basically an A&P baby, as we call it. The playground, we don't really have that much problem at the playground. The only problem I have at the playground with Alan is that he likes to run from one end to the other, and I'm afraid that because of his height and his build, he's gonna run over a child. But basically, he likes to stay on the slide or the swing. The swing, he's definitely on. He can stay on the swing all day long, so that's cool. Now, I had an incident one time. We went to the mall, and Alan I don't like going to the family bathroom because Alan's 14, and I really don't want to see what he's got, and I really don't want him, I know I don't want him seeing what I have. So I think they should make family bathrooms a little bit more private, so that way, if you do have a child with a disability and you're not of the same sex, that they could do their little thing and you could do your little thing. So I hope in the future that for family restrooms, that they do decide to do something like that, where they have a stall, inside the family bathroom. But I actually let Alan go to the men's public bathroom, and there was an incident one time where Alan was washing his hands, and he saw a man with a bag, and it must have been something. Alan probably knew the store. And what he did was he looked inside the man's bag, and the man was screaming at Alan in the bathroom. And I happened to get the end of it, because when Alan goes to the bathroom, I got to run to the bathroom, and I got to hurry up and do what I got to do before he comes out, just in case. I don't want anything to happen. So the guy was yelling at Alan. And the guy came out, and he was continuing to yell at Allan, and I had to yell at the guy, and the guy actually said, "What the hell is wrong with you? What are you doing in my bag?" And he's, you got a problem? What's your problem? And I said to him, "I'm so sorry, sir." I said, "My son has autism." And I said, "I wish you wouldn't have screamed at him like that, because he didn't take your bag. He just looked inside your bag. He didn't take it with him. He wasn't going to walk out with it." And when I explained to the man that my son had autism, he felt really, really bad. So I'm glad that I didn't go off on him like I really wanted to go off on him. A lot of restaurants do know Allan, especially Chili's, because I've been going to Chili's for a long time. So once in a while I'll bring Allan to Chili's, or we'll go to Popeyes, or even Hula Hands in Weehawken, and they're really, really good with Allan, and I never have a problem when I go. It's just the looks and the stares that I get from people around me, and I try not to pay mind to it, but sometimes it can be a little disturbing, and I understand that it's disturbing to them that they would have to hear Allan yell or scream, but he can't help it. So just pass that message on to some of your friends, the children with autism, some of them that may have those outbursts, they really can't help it. Okay? Oh, and here's something funny. What I wanted to talk about were, I wanted to talk about doctors, especially pediatricians. I don't know, Allan had a really good pediatrician, Dr. Danilo Palomares, really awesome doctor. And what I found strange about Dr. Palomares, though, was that he used to have a habit of always asking me, well, your son, this kid, that's how he used to go, this kid, he seems normal. And I said, well, he is normal. He just has autism. And he's like, yeah, but he's like physically fit. And I'm like, yeah, he just has autism, you know? And so he really didn't know anything about autism. And you would think someone in his profession, if he didn't know about anything with, or he never dealt with children with autism, that he would have referred me to what I didn't know they had, are doctors are pediatricians who specialize in children with disabilities. And I just found that out because Dr. Palomares is now retired, and I have to look for a new pediatrician for Allan. And while I was looking for a new pediatrician, I came across specialists, pediatricians who deal with children with disabilities. Who knew? I wish someone would have told me, so now I can pass that helpful hint on to someone else. So make sure that you try to find a doctor, a pediatrician or a doctor that deal with children with disabilities, all right, in your area. What I want you to know about my son, Allan. Let me see his graduation picture. I love that picture. This is his graduation picture, okay? Yes, I love my little boy. Allan loves bowling. He loves running. He loves smiling. He loves my kisses. He loves video games. He loves Sonic. He loves Mario Brothers. He loves it when I tickle him. He loves it when I make him laugh. He loves to go places with me all the time. He loves when mommy asks to bite his arm because she loves his sweet meat arm. He likes that. I like the way his arm tastes. I tell him all the time. Allan runs. He actually does track every Saturday. And when he's not doing track, he's doing bowling for Special Olympics, and he's really good at it. And he's been doing it for quite some time. I'm very proud of him. He has a track meet this Saturday. Allan hates reading like a lot of children do, but I make him read at least every other day. Allan doesn't like me hanging out in his room. When I do come in there, he kicks me out because he takes me by my arm and he pulls me out. So He keeps his computer and his television on at all times because he's multitasking, and he's playing a video game and surfing the web all the time. Um, I give Allan extra work at home, so I make him read a lot, and I give him spelling words, and I make him memorize it, and then I make him write it in a sentence. Thank you, Jeanette Ramos. You taught me that. That was his teacher. He did really, really well in her class when he was with her. So I have to make sure that I keep that up so that way he knows how to write himself. Allan knows his multiplications from 0 to 12. Again, Miss Ramos, thank you. And we worked hard on that together. It takes the parents at home as well as the teachers. You have to work with the teachers as well. You know, learning just does not stop at school. You have to continue it at home and every day. And that's the only way you're going to be able to help your children. And whether they have a disability or not, you have to help your children at home and give them extra things to do at home. My mother used to make us read a book all the time. I couldn't stand it, but I understand now. So he also is like the normal teenager. He doesn't like to clean his room. And Allan has household chores. Allan has to be reminded of his chores because he always forgets them. So he puts the dishes away, and when I do the laundry and I fold his clothes, he puts his clothes away. He knows how to hang up his clothes. He knows how to change the sheets on his bed. And sometimes I get him to say, I need help, please. And that's what he says. And I go inside and I help him make his bed. Allan is a very sensitive, he's the sensitive son, I call him, because he doesn't like it when other people, or especially me, raise my voice at him. He doesn't like that. And I could understand because I'm his biggest cheerleader, and he tries to impress me the most. So he really doesn't like it when I raise my voice at him, and that's understandable. So I try not to raise my voice at him. If I do, I'm joking when I do it, and he knows when I'm joking. But I don't yell at him. It's very rare that I yell at him. I'll be stern with him, but I won't yell at him. What I hope for my son's future, I hope that he's able to fall in love. I hope that people will get him. People will understand him. I hope that he'll be able to take care of himself when he's old enough and I'm not around. And God, when that day comes and I have to leave the earth, that he'll be able to take care of himself. I hope that he finds love. I hope that he has children. I hope that he knows that he's loved. And, oh gosh, I said I wasn't going to cry, and I cried a couple of times already. And I hope that he knows that how hard I'm fighting for him. I hope that he will live a productive life. And I hope he knows that mommy loves him always. And his brothers and sisters love him too. And I hope that this video reaches somebody who really needs help. And I want people to know that there's other people out there like you, like me, that really sometimes need that inspiration of help or encouragement and hope. Because my son has changed a lot. That's because of me and the other people in his life, his teachers, my family members. And because I'm going to fight for him, and I'm going to continue to fight for him, and I'm going to get him all the help that he needs, that he deserves, because he didn't ask to be born with autism. I shouldn't say born with autism. He didn't ask to have autism. Just like I didn't ask to be a parent of a child with autism, but we're both those things. So, you know, it's not his fault. And I'm going to take care of him. I love you, Allan.